chosen ones. What's up? Good morning. On this Thursday, October the 24th. Hope all is well with you this morning. I hope you got up and thanked the Most High, Yahusha, for waking you up, starting you on your way. You know what I'm saying? Um, got a message here for you. To the chosen ones. The title of this message is Reclaim What's Yours. Reclaim what's yours. There's a young lady that I follow here on YouTube, and man, she's awesome. She's awesome. She's a believer, and I like to think that I already had a fire in me, but it may have been going out, and just from following her and listening to her messages and her, it's like she relit that fire. Like she threw some coals or some lighter fluid on it, you know. And she talks about that everything we need is in us. We just got to tap in to it. And so with that being said, I just wanted to encourage some people by way of just talking about some life experiences that I've had that you possibly can learn from and not make those same mistakes. And this message don't necessarily have to be specifically for chosen ones. I'm a chosen one, so yeah, I like to talk to them too. But it could be for whomever. I did a video, if not earlier this week, it was last week, and it was pertaining to I want to say like going back in time, like going if you can go back in time, change some things. And I want to say I made mention of not actually doing that because a lot of those trials and tribulation things that we went through back in time, they led to other things that weren't so bad. Because of those trials and tribulations that we deemed hard at the moment or at the time, we weren't rejoicing like James calls us to do when we face trials and tribulations, but in fact, that those times brought about, we met great people and it led us to other experiences that weren't bad. But after thinking, the Ruach Kodesh, Yahuwah dropped in my spirit that, you know what, if I could, I know it's humanly impossible to go back in time, as we know it to be anyway, to go back in time. But if I, in fact, could go back in time, I would reclaim what's mine. And what's mine being my time, my resources, and my energy. Let me repeat that. I would go back and I would reclaim, if I could, my time, my resources, i.e. money, and amongst other things, and my energy. All right. So, far as I wrote some notes. I'm always looking at my notes. So far as time is concerned, I wasted a lot of my time on people, places, and things. It's crazy to think, how much of my time I wasted. One scenario that sticks out to me is when I was living in Huntsville, Alabama, and I was stationed up there. And my family is originally from Southwest Georgia. That's your Albany, your Sylvester area, right? And so on my mom's side, we have what's called the home church, right? And so from Huntsville to Sylvester, Georgia, that's like anywhere between a 5.5, 6 hour drive one way, right? And I just remember growing up as a kid, I just was so infatuated with the experience, that I had while visiting Georgia and attending the home church. And then as I got older, I was like 18. I moved with my grandmother, and so I became a member of this church, right? And so as the years went on, whatever, now 2011, 12ish, you know, my behind, I'm driving from Huntsville to Albany, Sylvester, like 2, 3 weekends out the month, literally. And this is like a 6 hour one-way trip. And what was happening was I was holding on to a childhood memory, the childhood experiences, the feels that I felt attending this church when I was younger, when I was even as young as, young and then 18, whatever. But at the age, my late 30s and 40s, whatever, things change, people change. What I had felt back then wasn't the same. But yet and still I was holding on to this memory of how it used to be, right? So now I'm driving this distance down here to be amongst people that did not appreciate me. They tolerated me, back then I sang in the choir, led a lot of songs. I was a faithful tither, tithing offerings, So they tolerated me, but I didn't feel appreciated at this particular church that I was attending down there in Sylvester, Georgia. I didn't appreciate it. So I felt like a lot of my time, to include resources as well, it take gas and all this time driving there and all that back and forth. And mind you, I was in the military at the time too, but it's like I felt it was wasted, you know. So if I can go back in time, I'll reclaim my time, And that was just one scenario, but there's other scenarios where I felt as though my time was wasted. I could have been doing something else with it, all right, rather than spending it with people who really didn't appreciate, my time. Now we're gonna get to resources. Man, I've spent a lot of money on dumb stuff, and probably many of you have too. If I can just think back on the stuff that I just threw money at, that I could have did something else with that money. But I also spent a lot of money on people who weren't deserving. If you're like me, most chosen ones, and some that aren't chosen, we are empaths, right? Empaths, man, we wear our heart on our sleeve. There was one YouTuber, and I cannot think of it. All these names slipping me. I need to write these names in my notes. But it's one YouTube. Well, she might be on YouTube, but I was following her on Instagram. This particular young lady, and she gave I guess a scenario, analogy, if you will, about how we categorize friends and people. So she did like 3 circles. You have this large circle, you have the medium circle, and you have the small circle. The small circle is these like your ride or die type people, the ones you call up at 2 o'clock in the morning, they ready, they got a shovel in the trunk, let's go. That close net. And then you have, so forth. And these are and this circle is small. You may have maybe 2 or 3, if that, in that circle. But with us empaths, us chosen ones, we meet people, we just automatically put everybody in that circle, off the rip. And a lot of people, they don't need to be in that circle, but we just put them in there. Another thing too, far as resources, I thought about when I was, in the dating scene, and what Yahuwah, he gives us discernment, and we see these red flags, but we ignore them for whatever reason. We just tend to, because we wanted to work out, we just ignore the red flags. And 2 red flags stand out that I should have known right there. I should have just went the other way, and that's in relates to dating. So I thought about, I'm the one, because people, they talk about chivalry is dead. Well, I still have it, somewhat. I'm the one, would you like a drink? Would like, that kind of thing when you're out. So, and I do this a lot. That's just me. That's a part of me. But then you'll run into these people now. And this is what I mean by the red flag. Okay. The person be designer down. Your Gucci, your Louis, Balenciaga, whatever, down. Right? Now, you done spend money on this person, drinks, what have you, whatever. And now they want to return the favor and buy you a drink. And they may order something as well, or whatever the case. And me, I'm going to drink a Crown, or, something dark. And I'm not because I'm bougie or whatever. People like to think that. And I'm not a big drinker now. This is back in the day, but this is because I just didn't want to get sick. I thought that you drink the cheap stuff, you get sick or whatever. But if you have a problem with buying me a $14 drink, but you Gucci, Balenciaga, Louis down, that's a red flag. You shouldn't have a problem buying a $14 drink. And with that being said, and so I felt like I'm spending my resources on this person, and it goes back to another post I did where you shouldn't expect the you out of people, right? But in this scenario here, it's like, well, dang, I mean, something ain't adding up. The math ain't adding, you know. Um, and my mind also, this might be off topic here, but if that same person is wearing those clothes, right? But they share an apartment with 3 other people, or they live in an area where you need a car and they don't have a car, but but your whole wardrobe is more than somebody's mortgage. Your shoes 800, your shirt 1,000, your belt 400, so forth. Your pants are 400, and it's like that math is not adding up. And when you see something like that, it's like you I don't care how good they look, whatever, but because you never know how they acquired those things. Why you live in the hood with 3 roommates and you got daggone $1,700 worth of clothes and accessories on? It don't make sense. Something ain't adding up. So there you go. You spending your time with this joker here that they probably got it through. A lot of people these days, con artists, they what's the term they do? They do corrupt stuff to get to get they to get acquire things, I should say. So yeah, we just need to pay attention to the signs of when we spending our money on people that are not deserving, man. I mean, and they see us coming. We attract a lot of narcissists, and a lot of narcissists, especially the ones that that narcissists have different sources of supply. Some of them, their supply is they want your money. They want, and they see you got it and you giving it, baby. They ready. They coming. They coming. They're ready to take that wallet. And last but certainly not least, no sir, this is not least, our energy. Some people call it vibration. Some people call it your light. Our energy is so valued and sought after, and we pretty much all of the time, unbeknownst to us, give it away, or we position ourselves for it to be taken, right? And we got to stop going or thinking we need to be everywhere all the time. People aren't, and I wrote this stuff down, but people aren't deserving of us, or to they're not even deserving to be in our company like that. Not all the time. There's a lot of energy vampires out here, among us, believe it or not. We attract everything. Unfortunately, we seem to attract more people, or the kind of people that aren't deserving of us, that don't serve us any purpose. They only come into our lives to take. Some come into our lives to literally destroy us. The energy source, or like I said, some like to call it your vibration or your light, intimidates some, frustrates some, downright pisses some people off. You find this a lot in demons. You got people out here that's demon possessed. You got narcissist people, and when they see that light, the light source, that energy, it's almost like a moth to a flame. They can't stand it, but yet they're attracted to it and they hate it because it represents Yahuwah. It represents the Yahuwah element, the Yahusha, the Ruach HaKodesh that's in us. And so, they hate him. They hate that, so then therefore they hate us. And if we don't already have it, we should pray for discernment, so we can detect these energy vampires and these evil spirits that only come into our lives. What the devil come in to do? To unalive, steal, and destroy. And so that's what these people, they come into our lives to take our energy, to destroy us. Our energy is so valuable. I'm just learning now is how valuable it is. A lot of people want it. A lot of people, they crave it. They want us in their company just for it. We the life of the party because of our energy. It's insane how people would just enter your life just to their sole purpose is to destroy you. Cause they hate y'all so much and you represent him that's the reason they want to come into your life. It's pathetic, you know. But that's all I got for you all. I hope the things that I said were enlightening. I hope you take it away. I hope guard your energy, guard your time, guard your resources, and pray for that discernment. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be easy, and stay tuned for the next video. Like, comment, and share. Until then, see y'all later.